Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of The Edge on IAC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching The Edge. I love to get your emails, so you can send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. I'll keep that email address up there for you at all times. I love to hear what you're thinking about and what you would like for me to report about. One of those came from Edith, one of our listeners, and Edith said that she had been staying home with kids, then started staying home with grandkids, and would just like to get out into the workforce. Before, Edith was a secretary, and so she understands some of her skills are not out there, but she's just wondering, what do you need to do to get back into the career you were in before? One of my suggestions is to go to Northeast Alabama Community College and just sit down and talk with somebody out there. And, sometimes, a lot of folks think they're not qualified for some of the new jobs that are out there, and they really are, especially if you've been with kids or grandkids and they've been on the internet, you've probably been on the internet with them. So your skills up there are probably much, much better than you think they are. But let's go ahead and just see what we can find right here. I want to help you out. Okay, and anybody else who may be thinking about any kind of a career change, whether that be, you decide you just don't want to do what you're doing anymore right now. You're just ready for a change, or maybe you're graduating from college and how do I get into the job market? I have no experience. We're going to cover all of those things. I found this article on skillcrush.com, and Edith, I hope this really takes all of everything that you're looking for. Is going to be in what I'm about to tell you. So first of all, lead with your strengths. A lot of folks have strengths they don't have a clue that they have, and they really do. I mean, they're out there in a job environment, would love to have you. A lot of folks would, especially with folks who don't want to work at this time. So people are just looking at new ideas on how to get more employees to help with their business. So this is what the person in the article says: just because you don't know what career you want doesn't mean you don't know what you're good at. I totally agree with that. A great way to focus on your skills is to make a list of your strengths. And then if that doesn't come naturally to you, ask a friend or maybe a trusted co-worker their opinion. Check out a self-analysis resource, and you can Google this. It's Myers-Briggs, and they have a personality test, and it's free to do online. So taking an active look at what you're doing and what makes you tick, personally, is a powerful way of assessing a career path that will fit and complement those strengths. And again, you have more than you think you have. For example, you may have convinced yourself or let others convince you that you're not a math person, only to find out you love using logic to solve problems. That's math. In that case, you might actually have a passion for something like web development. Maybe take a few brush up courses on that that you may have written off beforehand. And it's easy to let preconceived ideas actually stop you from a successful tech career. But if you take some time to look at your strengths, you'll probably be very pleasantly surprised at what they tell you. Go to, like I said, Northeast Alabama Community College or Sneed State up in Boaz and talk with them, or wherever you are watching me from, your local community college. You'll get a lot of free help from them. And just sit down with them. They may do some kind of an analysis, and they'll help you find what you're looking for. Evaluate your past to overcome a dead end. A lot of folks get dead end jobs. I've done that before. Everybody has. To help you clarify your feelings about previous jobs so you can look for similar or different characteristics in the future. So here are some questions you may want to ask yourself. What did I like most and least about the company I was just working for? What did I like most or least about the industry culture, about what it was like? It's a lot easier nowadays because if you're interested in talking with a company, maybe it's XYZ Widget Company, you can go on the internet and generally find a lot of information about that company. You can go to their Facebook page and find it. If you're a person who likes to work in the community and make things happen and make a difference in your life, if they do a lot of things in the community, that might be the job for you. So you have so much power in your hands on that keyboard now to find the job of your dreams. So what did I like most and least about my boss? What did you like most and least about the people I worked with? Was it a cliquish type group, or was it a group that everybody was obviously like your family? And did you like that kind of environment if they were almost like family? Some do, some don't. What was the most challenging thing about working there? Was I the only female? I worked at a place before where I was the only female. They treated me like I was their sister. And it was kind of cool, except sometimes I kind of heard about the girlfriends and their wives and stuff like that. And it wasn't, I was afraid I was giving them the wrong advice. But I was the only female there. And I felt really protected. I liked it. When I first took the job, I thought, oh, I don't know if I don't like this, being around all these guys all the time. But I was kind of like their kid sister. In the wintertime, when it was dark outside, they would walk me to my car. So it was really cool. They wanted to make sure I was safe. Okay, what was the most challenging thing? What was the happiest? When was I the happiest? And when was I the most proud to be there? What was my biggest accomplishment? And what did I like most and least about my responsibilities? This is what I encourage everybody to do. You think about responsibilities, and you also think about your job title. And I've heard this so many times, it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement. Somebody would say, I'm not going to do that. That's not in my job title. I'm not going to do that. So they would just sit there. Whatever. I would do it because I hated just sitting somewhere and not doing anything. As a matter of fact, if something came up, maybe the whole company, everybody was out sick with the flu or something like that, but I was the only one who was well, and there's not a whole lot going on, I'd get a broom, start sweeping. I would just do something. And they did have somebody who would clean the office, but she would only come on Fridays. Well, here's the problem. By Wednesday, dishes were like stacked up yay high, and I think, and I wasn't trying to score brownie points with my boss or anything like that. It was nothing like that. But I just wanted to be busy all the time. And some people just do. So get out of that cycle. If you want to be a good employee, be you. Now, if you want to just sit around and wait on the next thing, that's fine. But if you're the kind of person like I am and you want to stay busy all the time, don't be afraid to do stuff outside of what your job description is. As a matter of fact, your boss is going to love you for that. Absolutely. Okay, number 2, evaluate your past and avoid a dead end. Okay, to help you clarify your feelings about previous jobs so you can look for similar or different characteristics in the future, answer the following questions where you have worked. Okay, here's a good one. What did I like most and least about the company? It's almost going to be side by side what you were just reading right here, leading with your strengths. What did I like least about the industry of the culture? And then we're going to talk about leading with your strengths. Again, a lot of folks think they don't know what their strengths are. So just because you don't know what career you want doesn't mean you don't know what you're good at. So what you want to do is focus on your strengths, and you're going to do that in several of the Skill Crush answers right here that I'm giving you. Make sure you don't have a dead-end job. Just don't do what you were doing before. Now, number 3, talk to people to learn what your dream job is. Just start taking time on your job search to request and schedule informational interviews with people in the field you're interested in to learn about their career paths and get career advice. Ask about their job, their professional past and aspirations, and the industry. Sometimes you just have to be at the right place at the right time. Be sure to prepare with questions in advance so you can get the most out of these meetings or the calls. And besides the no-brainer thank you afterward, do all you can to find a way to repay the favor. Send them some flowers. Maybe you looked at their desk and you found out they collect Hot Wheel cars. Go find them one and give it to them. Don't limit yourself to people you know or have connections with. Network conferences and workshops. Join Twitter chats or X chats now, other social media platforms or Facebook groups. Go on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn. It's kind of like the professional person's Facebook page. And read other people's job descriptions or read interviews and articles about people in jobs you admire. For instance, if you're curious about what the day in the life of a WordPress developer looks like, do a quick Google search and you'll be likely to find plenty of information, including podcast or two, about what people reach out to do. before you set your heart on the right career or completely rule something out, make sure you get a good sense of what the job is on a day-to-day basis. You may want to think about taking classes first, figure out your new career later. Because you may be sitting in class with somebody who has done the job, maybe they're just taking a refresher course, who could possibly give you a lot of inside information is what this job is like. So try something new whenever the opportunity presents itself. Take online classes, attend workshops. A lot of times a library, your local library will have some kind of a workshop out there, and most of the time they're free, or maybe $5, $10 just to pay for the food they bring in. Read books, watch YouTube tutorials, to make sure they're good ones, okay? By taking these chances, you may find that you're really into maybe UX design, digital marketing, Python programming, or something altogether different. Let's say you're thinking about going into the nursing field, and you're seeing, you've been watching television programs. I'm just going to tell you, a soap opera, nothing like that is going to give you the true idea of what a nurse does or what a doctor does. The real world is so totally different from a soap opera. I know people who have chosen that career only to take a few classes and then say, I didn't know it was going to be that bloody. Well, if you're working in the nursing field, it's going to be bloody. So make sure that it's something that you really consider, and talk with someone again who is doing that. The point is that nowadays there are too many options for learning new skills, and by taking advantage of them, you have a fantastic opportunity to find a passion that gives you more flexibility in terms of career choices. Helps you get a job, or that can turn into a new career. And if nothing else, you'll have a new skill you can use at your current job, and maybe even get paid more for, or a new hobby that you can turn into a side gig. Let's go into a commercial break, and we'll be right back in just a minute.
You have been at this for 12 years. Why are you doing it?
Because God's children are not for sale.
Rated PG-13.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Verna's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. We're talking about, do I want to change careers? Am I completely happy with what I'm doing? I mean, what do I need to stir the apple cart? I mean, what do I need to do? I want something a little bit more out of my job. Sometimes it's just up to you to go out and take some classes. Now, you could approach your boss and say, I'm not at the level I want to be at. And your boss may say, well, why not? What would you like to do? And you could say, maybe you're working at a warehouse and maybe you would like to have more computer data input. And your boss may say, well, you don't have those skills that we're looking for. Open up that door and walk in. This is what you can say. You might want to check beforehand with one of our community colleges. I could say, well, I'm checking online at Northeast Alabama Community College. I'm going to have to pay to go to class. So if I maintain a particular grade point average, and I promise you I'm going to stay with you a certain amount of time, would the company be willing to reimburse me for that? Because I'm going to make a much better employee for you. Never hurts to ask. A lot of times they will, and they are so glad to know that you actually want to better yourself. So I'd go ahead and just ask. I mean, what are they going to say? No? That's not going to be the end of the world if they say no. But ask, because you just never really know. Or maybe if they say no, you can say, well, would you be interested then in reimbursing half of what my expenses are? A lot of times they'll go for that too. Okay, consider what work environment you need. Now, are people in the workplace you're considering competitive with one another or collaborative? Are they friends outside of the office? Do they work as a team or do they work on their own? With more people working inside their home nowadays, a lot of people just working on their own. Can people work remotely or are they expected to work at the office? What is the work-life balance like? What about the salary expectations? All of these are important questions for potential workplace employers when you're searching for that dream job. You need to explore these different career options or to change careers altogether. It's also good and easy to do some initial research on your own, both about industries in general and employers in particular, using some Google searches and job boards to see what a typical job offer looks like from job postings in your desired field. Now, if you know you work best as part of a team, then it's important to find a company that prioritizes a collaborative approach. If you're more productive working alone, or you don't like the full-time grid, then you might be better served by freelance or contract work that allows you to manage yourself and to set your own terms. That's what I do. I work freelance. And because I own the show and we also own a radio station, but I work freelance by offering my show to other TV stations and other radio stations. So that's how that works. And get a lot of fun working that gig. But if you prefer the freedom of working at home or on the road as a digital nomad, you're more comfortable being your own boss or supervisor, then looking at remote careers might be a key to your career happiness. And most of those companies really don't care how many hours. They may say, I want you to work 6 to 8 hours a day. They may say that. But they don't care if you get up. I'm an early morning person. I would want to get up early in the morning and get it done. But they really don't care what hours you work. Normally, sometimes there is a time, but for the most part, they don't care if you get up really early in the morning and work 6 to 8 hours, or if you wait until later at night and work 6 to 8 hours. All that stuff's up to you. But if you prefer the freedom of working at home, then a remote career might be the possibility. Now, if you aren't sure where you stand with these things, you can always try taking up work on the side to help you figure it out. For example, if you work in a heretical environment now, try doing some solo freelancing gigs and see if you notice a difference in how you feel. I'm a hard worker, and so I like working at on my own business because, first of all, if I come up with an idea, I can implement it. I don't have to wait on the command chain of anybody else to do it. And I'm really not good working in an area that is corporate type. I'm not good at that because, again, I have ideas and I don't want to have to wait and relay the idea to somebody else to find out later it was given to somebody else, or my boss took the idea and ran with it and I didn't get paid for it. So I just like shooting it out there, being my own boss. Okay, let's see. The same thing goes if you normally spend your work days by yourself. So try making some peer connections instead, or work on a collaborative side project to test and see if teamwork might be the thing for you. Okay, now what makes you happy, even if you don't know what that means for your career yet? 2 critical questions to consider when it comes to your career. What do you love doing so much that you'd be willing to do it for free? Think about it. If you love something so much that you do it without being paid, wouldn't getting paid for it be the definition of a dream job? What I'm doing is my dream job. I get paid for it. And I get to give information out there. I get to be a cheerleader for other people. And I love that. I mean, it's so satisfying. It's so gratifying. And I like doing it on my own. Try to picture what the job you do is for free. And then start connecting it to paid possibilities in the same field. You may have to do some research on that, but you can do it. What would make you the happiest? What would not make you the most money? If you were to Google find my dream job, what answer would you want to appear in that search? While we all need to pay the bills and hopefully still have some money left over for a comfortable life, you shouldn't necessarily choose the most prestigious job just so you can impress people at the cocktail parties. Instead, for greater long-term happiness, choose a profession that will make you the happiest and allow you to grow and will allow you to learn. So think about what truly interests you, not what necessarily sounds the most lucrative or high-powered on paper. Try to pin down those things that engage you in such a way that you're always able to muster at least a spark of passion about them, and use those interests to guide you towards an applicable career path. Now, finding a dream job should never mean compromising what you stand for or what you want out of your work life, and the good news is it doesn't have to. By following the tips that I just gave you, you can find that dream job. Absolutely. I wanted to look at there's a quiz that you can take on this website. Again, it's skillcrush.com, skillcrush.com. If you're interested in a tech job, and let me talk to you about a tech job. Tech jobs are not like they used to be a long time ago. Tech jobs are totally different. And what I love about tech jobs, if I were a young person right now, I was still in high school, I would be going to the tech center. And I would be taking all the courses I possibly could. And I would also be taking some classes at either Snead State Junior College or at the Northeast Alabama Community College. I would be taking those classes. Guess what? You can start out in nursing if you want to do that. And you can take some, and maybe work low-level, entry-level positions and work your way up. And let me tell you this, sometimes all you need is a foot in the door. So let's say my long-term career, I would love to be a nurse. Okay, I'm going to start entry-level. I may start working at a nursing home. I may start doing whatever I need to do to get my foot into the medical world. May not be my dream job, but I'm using it as an approach to get to my dream job. Okay, do the best job you possibly can for that company. I mean, you be there on time, you leave late, ask for things to do. You'd be amazing at what that can do for your career. Like, I've got my job done. Is there something else I can do? I want to help out this company. Always be looking for the company. Look out after you now, but also look out after the company. You get in there and you show your stuff. You never know who's watching you. It could be a client. It could be someone's patient's parents who own a business. You never know what it's going to be and what it may lead to. Somebody's going to take notice that you're doing an excellent job. You may get the offer of your career. When Phil and I used to own a Snelling Personnel Services business, and we would help folks find entry-level jobs and, of course, medium-sized jobs, and then also the big tech career jobs as well, even attorneys. And sales careers, management, upper management, and those kinds of careers. So we were at a restaurant in Anniston, Alabama, on Quintard Avenue, and it was called Ryan's. So there was a girl, Kathy, was our server. There was just something about Kathy. She was just different from everybody else. She was just different from all the servers. She had a smile on her face, and she'd come around, is there anything else I can get you? Now, she didn't pester us, nothing like that. But she would just say, ooh, I noticed that your tea is empty. And then she would just pour some more tea in there. And then she always remembered our names when we came back. And there was just something about her. And I said, so what career would you like to have, before it's all said and done? She said, I've been trying to get into pharmaceutical sales, and I don't know anybody. I said, do you have the degree? She said, I've got a degree. I just can't get in. I can't get in. I said, well, guess what? I am, my husband and I owned Snelling Personnel Services, and I said, there is a company who's looking for somebody entry-level pharmaceutical sales. So I set up an appointment for her to come in to my office, and she filled out an application. I called the company, and they said, well, she's a little too green. She has like no experience. I said, but she is the person you need. I gave him the background. I told him how she reacted to us as being our server. I said, she was very polished, very professional. She just can't find anybody to give her a break. And I said, I'm just begging you to talk with her. 10 minutes is all I'm asking for. I said, she impressed me the first minute I met her. Do you know what? She got the job. You know why? Because she was doing a job she didn't want to do, but she met us. I had the lead to get her into a pharmaceutical sales position. And man, she was telling everybody, do the right thing. And then take care of somebody, they're going to take care of you. My name is Donna. We're going to have to call it a day. My name is Donna. I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television. Found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like other ideas about shows, I'll be glad to do some research for you. Send an email. I'll be glad to find what you want me to talk about. Donna at donnasedge.com. Thanks for watching.